Kazakhstan is a respected member of the international community. The Republic put forward a number of global initiatives and constructive suggestions which are being actively implemented at the moment. According to international experts, Kazakhstan is a country which gained significant successes in many sectors, particularly in the social and economic field. For instance, Kazakhstan's accession to the WTO opened vast opportunities to enhance competitiveness of Kazakhstan-made goods.
I think Kazakhstan has been surprisingly active and doing work that is very much appreciated by other members. It's already part of some negotiations that are very critical. Kazakhstan, for example, is negotiating electronic commerce and other plurilateral initiatives that are ongoing. So we're very happy with the degree of contributions that we are getting from Kazakhstan.
The 12th World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference will be held in June 2020 in the capital of Kazakhstan. Trade ministers of 164 WTO member countries and 20 observer states are expected to take part in the conference, while the total number of event participants is believed to be more than 4,000 people.
We are looking at very traditional and long-standing issues like agriculture, food security, and we are also working on more recent issues in open-ended and groups that are open-ended and like-minded, I think, on very critical subjects. For example, electronic commerce or small and medium-sized enterprises, domestic regulation for services, empowerment of women, facilitation of investments. So there are a number of very important issues that are being discussed that could hopefully come to fruition by the time of our 12th Ministerial Conference in Nur-Sultan next year.
Kazakhstan strengthens its position in the Eurasian transport and logistics market. The total volume of transit cargo that passed through the country last year exceeded 19 million tons. This is 6% higher compared to 2017. Revenue was recorded at 427 billion tenge. The country is quickly becoming a strong logistics hub with its Khorgos Eastern Gate dry port, 2 railway crossings on the border with China, Western Europe-Western China Highway, and Aktau and Kurik seaports. The infrastructures ensure efficient distribution of the entire logistics in the east, west, and north-south. The throughput capacity of the Aktau seaport and the Kurik multimodal complex are increased to 27 million tons. In 2018, the transshipment through Aktau and Kurik seaports was recorded at 6.5 million tons. This is 18% higher than in 2017. We plan to increase the transshipment to 7.5 million tons this year. Kazakhstan is actively working to increase the volume of container traffic through the Republic for cargoes shipped through Western Europe, Western China. Up to 2 million containers are expected to transit in Kazakhstan in 2020. Last year, 534,000 containers were transported. Road developments are also being continued in the Republic. As part of the Nurli Jol program, a total of 2,500 kilometers of highway have been constructed and reconstructed, while nearly 6,000 kilometers of highway have been repaired. Sweet cherries are grown in Kyrgyzstan. 800 tons of cherries are harvested in Osh region every season, and 600 tons of the total is exported to China and Russia. The organic fruits are in demand due to their sweet taste. Within 2 years, the area of sweet cherry gardens in Aravan district increased from 170 to 270 hectares due to the high interest of foreign buyers. Our cherries are large and sweet. However, they need to be specially taken care of. The plants should be watered, fertilized, and harvested in time. Otherwise, the efforts are in vain. Also, we face another challenge as some customers ask for large amount of cherries and we had to decline their offers. A logistics center was constructed by Farmers Union, which consists of local gardeners. The center is equipped with modern equipment and a warehouse, which can store up to 1,000 tons of sweet cherries. First, we wash the cherries, then we thoroughly sort them out with the help of modern equipment. It is very fast. Sweet cherry farmers can take advantage of the vast export capacities as 35 tons of sweet cherries are sold to China in 1 month. Kyrgyzstan is one of the leading countries in the treatment of ENT disorders in Central Asia. Kyrgyz otolaryngologists are highly valued internationally. The specialists continuously improve their skills and take part in a number of training sessions. They learn from leading physicians from neighboring countries and abroad. In return, the foreign doctors also adopt the experience of the specialists in Bishkek as well. ENT disorders are one of the leading medical cases in the country. Our specialists are trying to solve the problems at a sufficiently high level as soon as possible. Many complex operations are performed in the country. Kyrgyz otolaryngologists have the same level of experience as the specialists in Russia, Israel, and the United States, experts said. Kyrgyz doctors' authority and knowledge are recognized. Kyrgyzstan is a highland country and there are some similarities in the diseases as the diseases in other highland countries. This is a well-known fact. We have mainly focused on the study of high-altitude otolaryngology. Bishkek received many patients from all over Central Asia. Patients are mainly from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Kyrgyz doctors not only save lives, but they also pay great attention to research in order to create and implement new treatment techniques. Kazakh and international financiers have gathered in the capital. On the first day of the Astana Finance Days conference, an expert platform was created. The goal is to help young companies focusing on the global market to cooperate and collaborate with international investors who are interested in investing into new businesses. Nearly 100 people from near and far abroad have arrived to attend the lectures by qualified international financial institutions. Basically, most of the attendees are representatives of enterprises of the Central Asian countries and Russia who have been implementing viable projects. They're increasing their competence in international sales by collaborating with financial institutions. We plan to select up to 20 companies that promise that their future cash flows will be justified. We will start working with them this September. We've come up with programs aimed to ensure the development of 20 companies and will assist them with the attraction of foreign investments. Later, we are planning to share the experience with other market participants in our country. A total of about 300 experts representing Kazakhstan and a number of countries such as the USA, UK, Singapore and India registered at the Astana Finance Days conference. As part of the event, specialists reviewed the latest changes that took place in the global economy over the last decade and discussed the ways to identify the latest integration trends and how to use the full potential of the Silk Road. Kazakh entrepreneurs use support measures for small and medium-sized businesses. Such tools allow them to implement their business ideas in completely new niche. For instance, entrepreneur Zhibek Turisova opened a capsule hotel with the help of a grant which she received as part of the Business Roadmap 2020 program. This type of businesses is new for Kazakhstan and has existed in Japan for more than 40 years. Travelers have a chance to rest in a capsule which can be locked down from within in order to have some privacy from the outside. Zhibek Turisova is planning to continue expanding her business. I have recovered the costs, including grant money and personal capital invested in the business. I want to continue expanding my business. To date, I have already registered my business as a franchise by a Moscow company and will develop my business in Kazakhstan and the CIS countries. Another new project for Kazakhstan is the manufacturing of trailer and horse carrier. According to the workshop's executive director, Abilay Bayantayev, there is a growing demand for horse trailers due to the development of equestrian sports in Kazakhstan. The company receives orders from Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan as well. The workshop also manufactures trailers. The company received a large order from the Kazakh Committee on Emergency Situations. This spring, we received an order to manufacture as many as 56 trailers for the Kazakh Ministry of Emergency Situations, which will be used in flood prevention activities in all regions in Kazakhstan. Production of natural cheese made from local dairy products is a project developed by young entrepreneur Alibek Nazarbayev. The businessman's company produces 9 tons of more than 35 types of cheese per year. Cheese produced by the company is similar to Spanish, Italian and French varieties and are later delivered to elite restaurants and sold in shops. Alibek is planning to use the seniors state support measure. I have an option to bring specialists from abroad who will help me improve or introduce technologies of cheese production in my company. Also, I have a business partner and we are planning to start a cheese production business in Almaty by the end of the year. The entrepreneurs believe that proper selection of the state business support tools will allow them to expand their productions and start exporting their products and services output. The very first multifunctional resource center in the region was opened in Kizilorda. Young entrepreneurs are able to find support and realize their business ideas at the center. Abdullah Bigaidarov is a future software engineer who went to the center. He's working on a design project. 24-hour work schedule and availability of resources allows us to come and work here at any time. This is very convenient for us. Most of the visitors are students. On top of that, there is an electronic library and a meeting room as well as working and sports areas. Excellent conditions were created for the active representatives of the next generation who could contribute to the development of science. The conditions include an IT park, co-working zone, fitness center, and a psychologist's office. Methodical classrooms have been opened in the center where an abundance of information are accessible to young people, and they can also receive advice from specialists on housing, employment, healthcare, entrepreneurship activities, and current government programs in here. Similar centers will be built in 2 other districts in Kizilorda region. 44 social youth projects have started in the region this year. Over 500 million tenge was allocated from the regional budget to support the initiatives, as well as the implementation of the state youth policy. An additional 70 million tenge will be allocated from the region's budget to support new youth initiatives. The 15th Eurasia International Film Festival kicked off in the Kazakh capital. Also, 12 feature films and the same number of short films entered the main competition of the festival.
Принцип отбора этих картин был такой, что, во-первых, они все свежие, 18-19 годов.
We selected these films based on certain principles. First of all, they should be new and released in 2018 or 2019. The films should be participants or even winners of large international festivals of the highest class. We also invited prominent film managers and producers from all over the world, and we will try to explain to them about Kazakhstan and show them our capacities in order to stir interest to engage in film production and co-production in Kazakhstan.
Продукции и копродукции, чтобы, значит, казахстанское кино развивалось дальше.
Foreign experts said that the Eurasia Film Festival is becoming more prestigious year by year. The festival allows filmmakers to showcase their works once again.
У вас артхаусное кино, ну такое художественное, высокохудожественное кино, абсолютно мировое.
In your art house seminar, it is such a highly artistic seminar, absolutely on world level. There is no comment. I've watched the film of Yermek Tursunov, Zhat. This is an absolutely world-class feature film. Roundtables, conferences, cinema masterclasses and pitching have been organized at the film festival. Moreover, a number of non-competitive programs will be presented. The International Center for Rapprochement of Cultures under auspices of UNESCO will be established in Kazakhstan. An agreement was signed between the United Nations and the Kazakh government. The new International Center will promote research as well as organize conferences and cultural events in Central Asia. Deputy Prime Minister of Kazakhstan, Gulshara Abdikalikova, spoke about the implementation of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program and priority areas of the 7 facets of the Great Step. She also talked about events dedicated to the Youth Year in Kazakhstan. In return, UNESCO's Director General highlighted the constructive contribution of Kazakhstan to the work of an international organization.
C'était un grand plaisir de pouvoir procéder.
It is an honor for me to participate in the signing of this agreement on the establishment of the Rapprochement of Cultures Center. The center will become part of the UNESCO family. It will allow working on an intercultural dialogue and cooperation, which is successful between UNESCO and Kazakhstan.
Бұл өте маңызды, өйткені республикада рухани жаңғыру бағдарламасы жүзеге асып жатыр. Ол бойынша елімізде көптеген
It is of utmost importance due to the implementation of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program in Kazakhstan. In this regard, many cultural heritage sites which have a long history have been discovered in our country. We expect that many of them will join the UNESCO list. Numerous studies and scientific assessments will be conducted for this purpose. This work will be organized jointly with experts of an international organization.
бағалар болады, оның бәрі осы ЮНЕСКО-ның эксперттерімен бірге қаралатын жұмыс.
Kazakhstan is an open-air museum. The land of the Great Steppe is rich in natural resources as well as ancient monuments which garnered significant interest among both local and foreign archaeologists. Various works which have been held here are of a tremendous international significance and give an opportunity to our colleagues majoring in ancient history of Eurasia to learn about the discoveries which have been made in eastern Kazakhstan and other parts of Kazakhstan. Many scientists revealed many discoveries over the past 50 years, such as the Golden Man in the Issyk burial mound. There are other similar graves with remnants of noble warriors were discovered in other regions of Kazakhstan as well. According to scientists, archaeological excavations help to restore and preserve the ancient history of the Great Steppe and allow finding new information about the past of Kazakhstan and the mankind in general. Artifacts which have been buried underground for hundreds and thousands of years should be further researched. I believe that more excavations will help discover the remaining details. After the completion of documentation procedures and restoration works, the items will be exhibited in the exposition. At the moment, we are conducting joint research works together with the State Inspection for Monuments Protection, the National Museum, the Margulan Institute of Archaeology, and the Walikhanov Research Center in order to study Kazakh archaeological sites and memorial cultural monuments. The archives allow the scientific community to learn new information and help reveal new facts about the establishment of the Turkic culture. There are also dozens of scientific publications and books containing valuable archaeological findings. Many books have been published ahead of these celebrations, 750 years since the Talas Kurultai, to establish the Golden Horde and Mogulistan, as well as the 950th anniversary of Yusuf Balasaguni's book Kutat Gu Bilik and the 650th anniversary of Nasimi. Research work conducted by Kazakh archaeologists garnered interest among European scientists. German researchers were particularly eager to learn about the results of a joint Kazakh-Russian archaeological expedition and excavations at an ancient site of the early stage of the Upper Paleolithic in East Kazakhstan region, with particular focus on the period when modern humans appeared. Kazakh researchers expect to reveal new discoveries in the future, which will provide new facts about ancient people. The chamber choir of the Kazakh State Academic Philharmonic performed the Mangilik Mura program in Nur Sultan. The event featured the purity of intonation, the finest sound range, and vocal skills. The best works of famous Kazakh folk artists such as Birjan Sal, Akan Seri, and Jayau Musa were staged at the Astana Opera. The famous kui of Kurmangazi were presented to guests of the musical event. Musical masterpieces were performed in original compositional works of legendary composers such as Latif Hamidi, Evgeny Brusilovsky, and Dmitry Matsuzin. The art director of the choir said that this concert was the fifth and last performance of the season.
Новый сезон будет весь построен на премьерах, поскольку вы знаете, что следующий год будет годом Абая.
The new season will be built on premieres, since next year will be the year of Abai. Now we have begun the preparations for this remarkable anniversary. Moreover, next year will be the year of Tchaikovsky, so next year will be no less intense than this year.
Следующий год у нас будет не менее интенсивный, чем этот год.
The international recognition of the chamber choir of the State Academic Philharmonic is evidenced by the repeated victories and achievements in a number of competitions. Last season, the vocal team won the Grand Prix at a competition in China due to their professionalism and remarkable talent. The team will take part in another musical contest in China with participation of member countries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.